This is the DJ Livestream setup I wish I had 4 years ago when I started streaming. It was chaos. But after years of trial and error and a lot of upgrades, I finally built my dream setup. So in this video, I'm breaking it all down. What I use, what I'd skip if I was starting over, and how you can level up your stream without wasting time or money. This is my ultimate livestream DJ setup. First up, the backbone of my setup, the Pioneer Opus Quad. She's the upgrade I made after my first controller, and yes, I call her my pussy because I'm unhinged. I still have my trusty Machine MK3 for sample magic and the Boss RC505. These are run into deck 4 of the pussy for live loops and, let's be honest, for torturing my Twitch viewers. All of this is powered by my old MacBook Pro that's running Rekordbox and the Machine software, so my streaming computer stays separate and stress-free. All the audio flows into my Scarlett 2 i4 audio interface. This thing is the Toyota Corolla of music gear. It's not going to turn heads, but it never lets you down. And when you're live, that is what matters the most. If you're starting out, don't chase the shiniest new gadget. Chase reliability. Trust me, 90 minutes into a stream, you'll be glad you did. And if you want to check out any of my gear, all the links are in the description. And if you use them, you help me out a little. Mama's got a retirement dream. Alright, so that's the muscle. Now, meet the brains. My streaming computer is the real MVP behind the scenes. Back in the day, I ran everything off of an old Mac Mini, and bless her heart, she gave it her all. But the second I fired up OBS, Rekordbox, Twitch, and tried to toss in a fancy graphic, well, the fan would start screaming like a jet engine, and 5 minutes later, there I was, frozen string, angry chat, and me sweating bullets. Now I've got the new Apple M4 Pro chip, 24 gigs of unified memory, and 512 gigabytes of SSD. The translation, this thing eats frame drops for breakfast. I can run multiple cameras, overlays, effects, you name it. It doesn't even break a sweat. And try as they might, my chat cannot break the stream anymore. Now, upgrading didn't just make things faster, it gave me the freedom to experiment and to push my visuals and actually have fun without worrying the whole thing was gonna explode. And speaking of visuals, let's be honest. People usually aren't just sticking around for the music when you're live streaming. People want to be entertained, and that's where the visuals come in swinging. The average attention span is 8 seconds. Blink and your viewers have already checked out. That's why I use camera angles from every direction. We've got the side shot, we've got the overhead cam, and the deck cam. Now, these aren't just for show, it's me trying to keep people engaged. My main cam is still the Sony ZV-1. It's front facing, it's crystal clear, but now I did improve it with a wide angle lens so you can see my pores and all of my mistakes. I also upgraded to a second cam, which is my Insta360 Link for that side shot. I love it because this thing tracks me like a stalker. I use my old iPhone as the deck cam, and I have my old Mevo Star overhead for that God's eye view of the deck. I also have another Mevo on the table downstairs, perfectly placed to document my tragic attempts at pole dancing. Yes, it's a thing on my channel. The chat hates me. My two main cameras, the overhead and the front facing, are on this amazing stand, and almost everything is attached to my desk because I wanted space in my studio and I didn't want to have to move things around all the time. Less friction means more stream time. But here's some good news. You don't need a Hollywood budget. There are tricks you can do with just one camera. For instance, you can duplicate the camera image in OBS or even change the filter. Another trick is to make a background video scene and to have your camera on top of it, like this. Do you need all of this? No, but this is who I am as a DJ, performer, and Twitch streamer, and it's just fun for me. But listen, eye candy only gets you so far. If your audio sounds like doo-doo, people are gonna bail no matter how good you look. So let's talk about the mics. I started out using the Shure MV7 because it was all over YouTube. Everyone swore by it, and yes, it's a great mic. It wasn't the top of the line, but it also wasn't budget. But I ended up switching to the Fifine K688. It's cheaper, and honestly, I like how it sounds. There's more warmth and more clarity and a little less tweaking. I still use the MV7, but only when I live loop. I route the mic into the Opus Quad so I can layer vocal effects live, but you can also route your audio directly so you can have a music-only VOD, and sometimes I do this for my Fourth Wall members. I highly recommend having a way to record and store your VODs since Twitch took that ability away from us DJs last year. Now, great audio is half the battle, but if you want your stream to really pop, there's one more thing that you cannot ignore: lighting. Oh, lighting. This is where most beginner streams go to die. I started with a ring light. We all did. Now I've upgraded to a GVM 80-watt softbox mounted just off camera at about 45 degrees, so I get more shadow on this side of my face to add depth. Now, some DJs don't like to use light like this. They have it very dark and moody. But I knew I was going to use clips of my stream for content, and I also make the YouTube videos. So for me, it was important to be well lit. This is a preference for you. Next, we've got the vibe lights. I still have the Govee light bars and floodlights that are behind me, as well as my Philips Hue light bars. But now I have two custom neon signs. One that says "Stay Bushy," since I am known on Twitch as the Queen of the Bush, and it's mounted on this back wall that I soundproof and added lights in my guitars too. I have another neon light over there that says "Lavanda Rocks," which I use on this desk for editing and music production and daily tasks. Now, lighting can be tricky with so many LEDs. You might have to adjust your cameras and tweak the settings so you don't get too much flicker or the color isn't too washed out. Even $30 lighting is going to make your stream look better, and you can learn a ton for how to light your room on YouTube. All right, let's talk about the real MVPs, the tools that keep me from rage quitting. First up, we got OBS Studio. It's free, it's powerful, and more reliable than my last 3 relationships. But here's where things get sexy. I added the Atom Vertical plugin, and this little gem records vertical clips for me while I stream. So when I'm done, I've already got a handful of reels and shorts ready to unleash on the world. No extra editing, just hit a button on my Stream Deck, and boom, instant content. I still have my same Stream Deck, and while I thought I would upgrade to the XL for more buttons, I just didn't have room on my desk. And speaking of buttons, do me a favor and boop that little subscribe button if you're liking this video. It's a free way to support me, and I really appreciate the help. Next up, I installed a vertical monitor just for the chat so I can pretend to be attentive and not miss any spicy comments. The other 2 monitors, well, one is for OBS, and the other is for me when I want to stalk my friends while they stream, or if I want to show the chat something, important streamer stuff like memes. A new addition to my ultimate setup is the Elgato teleprompter. Now I can stare deep into the soul of my viewers while reading the chat. Creepy? Maybe. Effective? Absolutely. Besides being a teleprompter, it's also another monitor, which is how I get the Twitch chat on it. But mainly, it helps me film these YouTube videos without sounding like I'm reading a ransom note. So here's the takeaway. If streaming feels overwhelming, simplify it and just stream smarter. Automate, shortcut, and stack your setup with the tools that make your life easier. Easier it is for you to go live and perform, the more you will actually do it. Now, having a great setup isn't the only thing that you need as a streaming DJ. Watch this next video about 19 live streaming tips to help you stay consistent, connect with your audience, and avoid the mistakes most streamers make early on.